Okay, so let's start our today's class. In last class, we have seen different kind of messages, how we can handle the different kind of messages. Okay, so we are having the information message, warning message, like we also saw the difference between we were having actually. I will just list out those messages. So we are having the I, that is the information message. Then we are having uh, W as warning message. Then we are having E as a error message, and then we are having A as a abort message, and then we are having the S as a successful message. So this is what we have understood yesterday, and what is the uh, meaning of all these messages. This also we have understood in our last class. The main differences between all these, also we have seen. And the syntax to use this message type is nothing but you have to give the message, right? And then whatever the message text you want to display, that you have to give over here the message text. And then you must have to specify the type, and in the type you have to give the message type. All right, so there are other ways also. We will see those another way how we can display the message. In today's class itself we will see. Here just I will write it's the message. You'll have to give the message number over here, and then we are having a concept called message ID, that means message class. That message ID I will give, right? And that's it. This much if we're going to give, then it will display. If you have some placeholder, I will discuss what is the placeholder. Okay, that value, if we're going to give some variable over here, lv placeholder 1, lv placeholder 2. Okay, like that you can give as many placeholder as there. Fine. So difference between information message and warning message we have seen yesterday, right? And you were able to understand. Then information error message and about message, what's the difference between these messages, right? We understood what is the difference between FAT and inter. FAT is going to complete, FAT is going to run your complete program, while when you are using inter, if you are pressing enter, it will just trigger the add selection screen, right? This was some another question related with that, just I have covered, that is not related with SAP ABAP. Fine. Let's go to the system, and I will open the last program. And in the last program itself, I will try to show you how you can give the different messages, right? With the different way. Come over here and /n SC38 to open the program. This was our last program, ZMB28 F4. The last program was 21. Click on this display button, and we were having this one. So here I was trying to display the messages, right? And we have seen there are some different way of displaying the messages we are having. One way just I have shown you, right? Just you have to give the message, please provide the valid material type I. This is one way. Another way, what you could have done, that you can go to transaction called AC91. Okay, you can come to the transaction AC91. Once you come over here, you have to create your own message class. Okay, or you can use the existing message class also. It depends. So if there is some specific project, what you can do, you can create a message class. So let's create one message class, ZMB28 demo. I'm just going to create this message class. Click on this create button, and the message class is now almost created. Just let me give the short text over here. Short text message class for demo, and here click on the save button. Your message class got created. Now on the second tab you are having the messages. Here you can give the same message. Now just copy from here. So this is one way how you can display. Another way, just I'm showing you over here. Okay, so one way is this one, right? This is one way. Another one more way we are having using the text, and then I will show you with the help of message ID and message number. Okay, so what you can do, you can directly give the text 001, 3-letter text you can also give. Okay, and just you can give the type I, and in this text 001 you can copy this one. Okay, so this is just another way. Just copy this one and double click on this text hyphen 001, click on the CS button, and you can see that it has taken on this particular screen. So how we have come on this screen, just go back. I have just double click on this, or if you don't want to double click, what you can do is just save it and go to text element or press F5. Once you come, you can see here the text symbols you are having, right? So here you have to give 001, means text hyphen 001, and paste the text. That's it. This much only you have to do. Press enter, just save it. Okay, once you press enter, it will, you know, tell you how much length it is there and how much maximum length you can put it over here, right? Just save it. So this is also one way. Just activate it, and this will also work. Okay, just comment this one, activate this one, activate this one. Okay, put the breakpoint over here and press F8. Okay, just give some invalid material number, something, press F8, and you can see that, you know, it will trigger this one, and you will be able to get the same message as earlier we were used to get, right? Click on this OK button, press F8, come out. Okay, I'm just coming out. So some another message also it was coming because we have implemented those. So one way you have seen, this is the first way, general way what we use, and this is the second way, right? This is the second way how we can do the same requirement. The third way also, what you can do, that this message class I have created, right? By going into the AC91 transaction, I have given some message class starting with Z or Y. You have to start with Z or Y. That is the customer namespace, right? So here the text I have given, right? Click on the save button. So this is a different transaction. Just don't get confused with this one. This is different. This text 001, if you double click, it is coming the transaction like that only, but it is different one. Okay. If you want to see the transaction, you can come over here. It's not showing you the actual transaction over here, but it is part of AC38 only, right? So by pressing F5, you can come onto this transaction. But this one is the different transaction. It looks like same, but it is different. It is the message class over here, and this is the message number over here. But here you can see this is the program, this is the selection text, list heading, different option you are having. Okay, so don't get confused with this two screen. This is for the message ID and for the message class. Okay, now just save it. Just save it. It got saved. So 000 is your message number. Just copy this message number, right? And what you can do, I'm just going to comment this one, right? And Another way, what you can do that you can give the message type first, then you can give the message number. So message number was 000, and in bracket you can give the message ID, that means message class. So message ID or message class both is same thing. Okay, so this is your message class, this is also called message ID. Okay, so you can give over here. I have given this message class and this is the message number. Okay, and that's it. This much only you'll have to give, and this will also work. Check the syntax, there is no problem, right? Activate this one and it got activated. Press F8. Okay, give some invalid material type, press F8 once again and press F8. You know, the size of RC is 4 because that is the invalid material type, and this select query got failed. Press F6 and you will see it is showing you the same message information, right? Okay, now press F8, and that's it. Now these are the three different way we have seen how to display the message. You know, there is some advantage of all these message type, right? There is some advantage. What is the advantage over here? So if we're going to hard code this message type, this is not recommended. The first approach, what I'm doing over here, this is not recommended. Why? Because suppose I'm an Englishman, right? I know the English language. But if a German people is going to log in into their system, and if he's trying to run the same program, he will not be able to understand this language because it is hard coded, right? Every time it will come in this this message, please provide the valid material type. Every time it will come in the English language only, right? So it's not possible to translate dynamically in the given user language because I'm hard coding over here. Okay, so this is not recommended, first one, right? Just for demo purpose or something like that you can use. Okay, or just for test program which is specific to you only, right? But here if you can see in the second representation of the message, here what you can do, you can translate in the different languages. How? Come over here and it is there at the global level. Okay, so you have option to translate this one. If you want, you can translate this one in the different languages. Okay, I will tell you how it is possible. Okay, generally we don't go for this approach. The third approach is, you know, a very suitable approach what I have been using, you know, this last one. So it's very easy to translate. You know, you can come over here and you can go to, and here you'll having the translation. Go to translation, click on that translation, and here if you want to convert into German language or any French language or whatever language, click on this OK button. Once you come, it will tell you to provide, you know, the German translation of this language. So what you can do, you can provide the German translation or whatever language. You can translate in multiple language. Okay, you can translate into the multiple language. So this is, I'm just writing in,
Pankaj,
yeah, yes,
Pankaj, can you come to back and show me once how to translate this one?
just go back and you have to put the cursor over here and then click on this go to button and then click on this translation. So once you click on this translation, it will tell you in which language you want to translate. Okay, so here you have the German language. Another language also you can choose. Okay, another language also you can choose. For example, if you want to choose for French language or something like that, so I'm just giving over here the French language. Okay, click on this OK button. It is telling a language not available on the server. Why it's telling? Because that language not has been customized for this particular system. So the language should be already present in the system. You system should be aware that you are going to maintain this particular text in the different languages. So that language at least should be there in the customizing table. So there is a customizing table in that, you know, that for example, uh, just go to slash or SE11. Are you able to hear me? Hello, am I audible or it's hello? Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm connecting with my broadband. Maybe it will be better. Just a second. Okay, now I think it should be better. Provide the valid material type. So all the language should be available already there in the system. In those languages, you can uh, customize. Okay. So for example, if you go to the MAKT table, and here you will be having the SPRAS, right? And just click on this input help check. This is the customizing table of this language. In this table, the language should be maintained. Come over here, and number of entries, 44 entries is there. Let me check if the French is there or not. Number of entries, 1 entry is there. It's there, but why it's not taking there? Maybe some another places also it need to be, it should be there. But generally, this is the step we follow. So here German it is giving, right? Similarly, whatever language you want, you can give over here and click on this OK button, and here you can maintain the text in your German language. Okay, so this is in German language. Okay, so it has been translated into German language. So this is the benefit. Translation can be achieved smoothly. Another benefit is what? That suppose if you want to display some variable dynamically, for example, over here, you want to display, please provide the valid material type, that is fine. If you want to display message something like this, that message, the first way, okay, message, the entered material type is invalid. Okay, please enter valid, please enter correct, or just leave it like this only. Okay, the entered material type is invalid type I. Okay, and here you want to give the material type what he has entered on the selection screen. So this is the material type he has entered, right? This is the material type he has entered over here. So here it will be, you have to do in a different way. First you have to concatenate, and then you can use the message, and then you can use the type. Okay, this is, but if we're going to use this, this message I000 ZMB28 demo, this message ID and message number, what you can do, that just copy this one, okay, and paste it over here, create another message number, the entered material type, give over here the ampersand, okay, right, ampersand you can give, and now see, with the help of first one also you can achieve, but first you have to concatenate at this place, right? Then you can do. But if you are going to do with the third approach, you don't have to do the concatenation and all. What you can do, that you have to just give the ampersand where you want to pass the material type, and then you can give the width over here, and then p underscore mtart. So what I'm telling to the system, that please display this message number of type information I from the class this one with this, means wherever the placeholder is there, replace with this p underscore mtart, and now it will display you the message type also, like whatever you have entered, that is not correct. Okay, press F8 and you can see that please provide the valid material type. That's fine. Sorry, why that message has not come. Okay, it is still triple zero, right? It is still triple zero. That message number what I have used is I001, right? This is the message number I have used, I001. So this message number you will have to give. Just save it and once again run this one. This time you will be able to see the you know, the correct message, expected message. Press F8 and you can see the entered material type AKLF. This is what you have entered is invalid, right? So similarly, what you can do that you can display the multiple placeholder. You can use the multiple placeholder, right? If you want to use some another placeholder also, right? Uh, Maybe if you want to give some I'm not able to get the exact example, but just I'm telling you technically over here, if you have some another variable, right? Suppose I'm going to use lv underscore 1. This is one variable, right? One I'm just going to use. So inline declaration I have used over here, then lv underscore 2. So you know the inline declaration automatically lv underscore 1 will be declared of the destination value. So this is our destination value. Automatically this lv underscore 1 will be of type char1, right? Based upon this. So this feature has been introduced after 7.40. Earlier it was not there, right? And both placeholder, both variables, suppose if you want to display, so what you can do, just you can put it over here and just you can put it over here. Okay, so there are many such requirement you will face where you will have to display the multiple variable in a message type. So for this what you will have to do now, again you have to give the ampersand where you want to display the one and where you want to display the two, right? So here the one will be displayed and here two will be displayed in the same order. In the same order it will be displayed. Okay, in the same order it will be displayed. Fine. So just save it and come over here, activate this, put the uh, breakpoint, or breakpoint is not necessary. Just give some value, wrong material type, and press F8. And here you can see that LV1 is 1, right? And LV2 is 2, right? Data has come, and PM30 is ASKD. If you press F6, you can see the entered material type ASKD invalid. Just 1 and 2 I have given on the ampersand, 2 ampersand in the sequence it is coming, right? So this is how you can display the multiple you can display the multiple uh, uh, variable with the help of placeholder, right? Now one more interesting thing is there. So you can see here in sequence it will come whatever in sequence it is there, the same sequence whatever you have given over here. First the material type will go into the first placeholder. Second, this lv underscore 1 variable will go into the second placeholder, and lv underscore 2 will go into the third placeholder. If we're going to put placeholder over here, then what will happen? This, can you tell me what will happen? Any one of you? At this, which value will come? Material type will come, or 1 or 2 will come? What will come here?
Material type, sir.
Yes.
Metal time is come.
Right, very good. So the material type will come because whatever the sequence is there, in the same sequence, the data will be populated over here. Now, what you want, that you want, uh, just a second, it got hanged. Am I audible to you? Hello? Hello. Sorry, again, some internet problem was there. Okay. So, fine. So, now what I'm trying to tell that, you know, uh, am I audible? Now is it fine?
Yes, Pankaj.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will come.
Yeah. Some problem is there actually here. I don't know why frequently such problem nowadays it is coming. I'm sorry for that. So here you can see that in the same sequence it's coming, right? Ampersand, ampersand, and ampersand. But suppose if you want to display the material type over here at the last, right? And the one you want to display here and the second you want to display over here. So what you can do that here you can just give the number 1 and here you can give the 2 and here you can give the 3. Now what the system will do, the whatever in sequence is there, so what is at first mtat is there, so it will check which is the first ampersand over here. So ampersand 1 it will find out and it will go and place there. And lv underscore 1 second, at second place lv underscore 1 is there, so it will check which is the second placeholder. So this is the second placeholder and this is the third placeholder. So I'm just telling to the system this is the first placeholder, this is the second, this is the third. Similarly, in the same, the first, second, and third will go and sit into it. If you don't specify, then in sequence it will come and sit. Okay. Now just activate this one, and press F8, press F8, and once again press F8, and oh, I forgot to give the wrong, we'll have to give the wrong message type, then only it will come, right? So press F8, this time it will go, press F6, and you can see that, right? This was what? This was the, uh, if you see here, this is the third one, right? Third. So this 2 number was at the third place, and this 1 was at where? The second place, and the AJ key, the material type was last, so it is coming in this sequence, right? Ampersand 1. So this is how you can display the message. So these are the various type of displaying the message we have seen. Let's go ahead, let's move ahead, and we will see some more stuff. So now, uh yeah, so we'll see about the selection screen. Yesterday we were talking about the selection screen. What I'm going to do now, let me uh create a new program. Okay, so with the help of 21 itself, I'm going to create one new program for dedicated, it will be dedicated for the selection screen, right? Dynamic selection screen, and click on this change button. I'm going to remove all this message and all these things I don't require over here, right? I don't require this, also I don't require this. Maybe I will keep this one, but I will comment. Okay, my requirement is just, as of now, what I'm trying to do, select options. We are having these parameters. I have this select option, right? This also I'm going to remove all the unnecessary. I'm just cleaning the code, so it will be better from understanding point of view, right? So okay, here we have seen all this stuff. I'm going to remove these parameters, type character, radio button. This also remove.
Pankaj,
Yeah. Yes.
please write the please write the code in modulation techniques for form all those things.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
That is,
Yeah. I
that is
will
a
do.
good way, no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, we will do that. We will do that. You understood the modularization technique, right? The concept we have already studied,
Yes, yes,
right? So here my
yes, yes,
focus
yes.
is to make you understand the concept. Once you understand the concept,
Mm,
we can do, right?
okay,
We will do in modularization, but
okay,
here
okay.
if I'm going to use the include, it's a little difficult to
Yes,
understand.
yes.
That's why I'm not using this include. Okay, fine.
Okay. Please take as 3 to 4 tables also.
Yeah, you can take. See, I cannot take the 3 or 4 tables because I want to keep the thing simple. My main focus is to
Okay,
make you understand the concept. Okay, I have already taken the 3 or 4 table and I have shown you how to create the inner join, how to do the left outer join, how to do the right outer join, right? uh, you were there in those
yes, yes,
class, right?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
here if I am again going to do the same thing, there is no sense, right? Here my focus will be there on mainly to teach you the concept. If you want to create the complex example, you can do yourself. Okay, you can try,
Oh, okay, okay,
because if I'm going to take
okay,
those example once again, it will take time, and I don't think so there will be more benefit also. Okay,
okay,
fine. So come over here, and I'm just going to run this one. Radio button material type, radio button, this underscore cd we are having, based upon the material type and based upon the change date or creation date. Actually this was the creation date. So let me change the label for this so it will be better for us to understand, right? Come over here, click on this F5 button, right? Go to the selection text, and for this radio button I will give this based on the creation date, and here based on the material type. Click on the save button, click on the save button, go back and activate this one. Okay, oh fine. So now if you just run it, you can see uh, it should come. Why it has not come? Let me activate once again, press F8. It's not coming. Let me check what is the problem. You can see it's inactive, that's why it is not coming. Activate it, just go back, press F8, and you can see based upon the material type, based on the creation date. Okay, so when my requirement is what, that if I'm selecting the first radio button, only this material type should be visible. If I'm going to select the second radio button, only this creation date should be visible. This is my requirement. Okay, so even you can put the more selection criteria over there. So for example, if you want to keep some more, I'm just going to give some more, or let me first tell you with the one, and then we will go and we will see for the more how we can do. So if we're able to do for the, if we're able to do the same thing for the one, in the similar way you can do for 2, 3 or 4. So let's keep it simple, it will be easy to understand. Okay, come over here, and that is my requirement. So what I'm trying to do over here, when I'm going to select this first radio button, only the material type should be visible, creation date should not be visible. So just go back. So here, for that actually you have to write the code like this. You have the special syntax, loop at screen, loop at screen. This is a, a syntax. This is not like loop at internal table. This is not like loop at internal table. This is a special syntax. So what this syntax will do, that loop at screen, what this syntax will do, that just loop, I'm just writing this end loop, activate this one, press F8. See, all this, whatever the element you are having over here, if you just analyze this element, go to and open over here, Control V. Okay, so here this particular uh, just a second. Yeah, so this is your, this is your screen. So this is one element. Okay, this is one element you have, this point on this screen. This is one element you have. Another element is this text. Another element is this text. So here you have the two element. Okay, then again what you have, this is another element, right? So all this, similarly you have this another element, and this is another element. So right, in this radio button, one element is this, circle, and another element is this text. Similarly, in the second radio button, you have two screen element. This is known as a screen element. If you see in this parameter, this is one element. Again, this parameter material type is the text is one element. This field is one element, right? So this field is one element. Similarly, if you see the select option, this is one element. This is one element. This is one element, right? And this is again one element you are having. So similarly, you can see what is my requirement. My requirement is, if I'm going to select the based on the material type, only the material type should be visible. The first, this material type, this should be there, this element should be there. So whatever in this line the element is there, this should be only there. Another line should be hidden. Okay, this creation date, this should be hidden. So how to hide it? Right? So if you want to do anything, suppose if you want to hide this one, right, my requirement is to hide, correct? I want to hide this particular row, right? So in this row we are having the multiple element, right? So first I have to identify the element, then only we will be able to hide. We will give some command that please don't get visible, right? So first we'll have to identify the element, then only we will be able to hide those element, right? So how to identify this element, right? So how to identify this element? So all the element, if you see this creation date, this is one element, right? Creation date, this low, high, this is again another element. So these all are the different element. So all the element is having their technical name. They are having some name, right? They are having some name. So maybe this can have some name. This is what select option. So s underscore date, suppose this is my technical name, or some text is there, some text name, right? So this creation date is having a name, right? Similarly for this, it is going to have some name, right? So let me tell you, its name is something like low, and some technical name will be there, and this name is going to get stored, in a internal table format. Okay, this is a high. Okay, so this is going to be stored where? In an internal table format. So how this is going to be, how this is going to be in an internal table format, it's going to be there. Okay, now the thing is, like, how it gets stored. All the element, attribute is going to be stored in a table. Okay, all the element attribute is going to be stored in a table. So you'll be having here, in this table, you will be having a column called name. You will be having a column called the main column, just I'm telling, a group 1. Okay, you'll be having the group 2. Similarly, you will be having group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, like that you will be having. Okay, you will be also having a visible, okay, visible field for. So for this particular, for each element, the name will be stored, under which group will come, that will be there, it is visible or not, that will come, right? So all the element on this screen is going to get stored in a table. Okay, and the structure of this table will be of type screen. A screen is nothing but a structure. A screen is nothing but a structure. Okay, so if you go and see, actually this screen, I will just show you. Go to /o SE11. So a screen, click on this F7, and you can see this is a structure, right? So a screen is a screen also, right? This screen is a database object, that means a structure also. And the screen, if you see, the screen is a structure also, and this whole, whatever you are able to see on this selection screen, this is also a screen, right? So all the screen element gets stored dynamically, means at the runtime. Okay, at the runtime, all the screen element gets stored in a table called, this is, you may call it a screen table, right? A screen internal table with the information of name, group 1, group 2, visible, whatever. Another also, you will be having multiple information you can have: name, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, required. Suppose if you want to mark some element as mandatory, right, you can mark that as a 1 over here, you can pass X over here, right? So here we have to pass 1 instead of X. You don't have to pass X for making something true. We must have to pass 1. 1 as true, 0 as false. 0 as false. Okay, input, output, intensified, invisible, right? So different attribute you have. You have the active. If you want to make some screen element as a active, you can pass 1, or else you can pass 0. So here all this information is stored in an internal table with the structure screen, right? With the structure, this screen. Internally, system internally stores all the information about all this detailment. Let's come here, and now what I'm going to do, that just go here, and here at selection screen is there, right? You can see, just remove this at selection screen, I don't want at this point of time. Initialization event also, if you want, you can remove, or you can just let it be. Press F8, and let me put the breakpoint over here, right? Activate it, press F8, so I can show you. So loop at a screen, and if you see, the one by one all the element information. So first, this first radio button information will be there in that screen structure dynamically. The from the table into this screen structure, the data will come. Okay, the data will flow into this structure. Or if you are not able to understand in this way, what you can do, that loop at a screen into, right, work area you can give. So whatever the type of this screen is there, and dynamically you can use the inline declaration over here. So whatever the type of this screen is there, automatically the type of this work area will be there. Or what you can do, use the data as usual, type screen, this is the structure, and you can use this work area over here. So now all the one by one, this table information which just I have shown you, the first record, then second record, right? All the element information there in this format, okay, in the table format. Okay, So here for the radio button, two element you are having, so two row it will be there. Okay, similarly for the select option, you are having 1 2 3 4. So here you will be having the four entry, four different record will be there. I will show you over here. Just activate this and press F8. Okay, and you can see that a screen information will flow where this work area. If you see here, this work area, you can see that first the required it is coming. So the first field, there is nothing is coming over here, it's just blank. It's a user command. You can see the name of the field is user command. Just click, just go back and press F5. Okay, and you can see the another data it is coming, radio button. You can see the another radio button underscore empty. This is the technical name of the radio button, right? Radio button material type I have given. So this radio button is coming, and currently you can see this group 1 and group 2 is blank, nothing is coming. Group 3, this is some parameter, right? It is telling that it is of type parameter. Okay, group 4 is just blank. It is system is going to fill this particular value. Required means it is not mandatory, right? Input is one, means you can provide some input. Output, right? Intensified, different invisible. Currently it is telling that it's a invisible, this particular name. It is telling about this information at this point of time. Press F5, you can see it is just going into the loop. Why? Because on a screen we are having the multiple, multiple element. So just it is traversing through all the element one by one. Okay, come over here, press F5, 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 and every time, every time it is just going through the different element. You can see currently it is coming to the selection screen. You can see this is the name of the text of the selection screen. This is the name of the text of the selection screen. Let me do one thing, I will just press F8. So from beginning I will show you once again, it will be better now to understand. Click over here, just come over here, and I'm just pressing F5. Okay, I will not go back to the screen, and I'm just pressing F5. Just see how the data is populating. This is ucom, the user command. Then this is the radio button, right? Again, come over here, you can see this is the radio button text, right? And you can see again the second radio button, and then the second radio button text. Come over here, and I'm pressing F5. Here you can see the parameter mtar. First came the parameter, then the text is coming, right? Then this is the parameter. So again, now you can see that the selection skin select option is coming. Go again, and you can see the select option. There are so many things has come in the select option, right? Now low has coming, right? Now again the two text is coming, right? High is coming, right? So different value push is coming, right? This for this creation date select option. So different, for there are so many different elements are involved for the select option, but because that is a complex object, right? You can see creation date here, from to this text is also there, this to, right, this is also there. So you have to identify those name, right? You have to identify those name, and you have to hide them. So to hide them, what you will have to do, that you have to, here you can see active one is there, just you have to pass the 0. If you're going to pass the 0 over there, what will happen, that that particular value is going to be disabled, right? So just everything has finished over there. Those were the mainly, and you can see that it has come out from the loop, right? And if I'm now coming, I'm coming out. So mainly it was, those were so whatever there, the element on the screen is there, it is just going one by one, 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 right? What I have to do in this loop, I have to check whether my first radio button is selected or not. So if my first radio button is selected, then I have to keep visible this parameter, right? The first parameter, correct? And I have to hide the select option parameter. This creation date I have to hide if I am selecting this the first radio button. Hope the requirement is clear for everyone, right? If you are not able to understand the requirement, please let me know. I will again try to uh, explain it. Okay, so here just activate yeah, so the if I'm going to select the first radio button for the material type, MT means material type, CD means creation date. Okay, so the material type, this parameter should be visible, another should be, the second one should be invisible, right? So for that purpose, what I have to do, I have to identify, right? I have to identify the name of the, come over here, activate this, activate. I have to identify this material type, right? Because I just want to keep it visible. I want to hide this one. So I will just identify this one and I will just hide it one. So there are several ways to identify, to achieve this requirement, right? Once with the help of name, you can, some common name is going to appear in all the data element. Okay, and that is going to be your technical name. Okay, so here this is your creation date. So creation date technical name is what? Creation date technical name is what? Creation date technical name is this s underscore crdat. So everywhere s underscore crdat will appear in the name of the screen element of this creation date. Okay, so what you will have to do, you can identify if the creation date is coming, just hide it, right? Somewhere that particular name will be there, s underscore creation date, right? So whenever you are going to get that name, you can hide it. Once again, I will show you. Press F8 and click on this work area. Okay, and press F5, 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 and just observe over here. The name RB underscore MT is coming, right? And then the second name for the text also, this RB underscore MT is coming. Just observe. So RB underscore MT is there everywhere, right? So just you have to check if the text name contains RB underscore MT, other it can be anything. So wherever in the element, if RB underscore MT is coming, so what you can do, you can use a wild card character. Okay, a star, a star. Okay, and with that way you can do. One way is that. Okay, you can see for the creation date also, this at least this name is coming, so you can use this one. For the material type, you can see this is the material type, this is the parameter. So p underscore mtat was there also, right? You can see for the select option, you can see s underscore cr underscore dat is there. So this is one way. For this way, I have post the video on the YouTube. You can see everywhere it is there, you can go through that. Here I will tell you with the simple technique what you can do, that the same element you can identify with a single name. You can club together, creation date in a single row, whatever the element you are having, you can club together with a group ID. You can assign a name for this complete, for this complete row. You can assign a name, some name you can assign. So that name can be anything, that name can be anything. Select option, whatever, a b c d, anything. So I'm just going to assign this select option some name, and this material type also I'm going to assign this name, material type, and this element. So both these I'm going to assign, so it will be uniquely identifiable. I will not have to, use one by one the name. Okay, so here for that purpose you will have to use the modify d. Okay, so this modify d will tell you, it will just group all the element of this p underscore mtart. Okay, so give over here that maybe modify d, you can give par, something like that. This is the modified for this parameter. Just I'm giving anything you can give. Here also modified select option ACL I'm just giving, right? Check the syntax now. There is no problem. Okay. One more interesting thing I'm just going to tell you over here, that one way is that you can use this data WA type screen. If you are not going to use, you know, if you're not going to use this WA type screen, okay, then you can simply use like this. You can simply use like this loop at a screen also. So what we'll do here, this screen structure itself, if we have like a work area, so it will be have like a internal table as well as a structure also, means it will be have like a internal table with a header line, right? Internal table with header line. I think I have not taught you about the internal table with header line, but as of now, just to understand, I will cover in some coming classes internal table with header line. Now that concept has been obsolete, but at so many places you will be able to see that internal table with a header line. So I will explain that one. Okay, here what it will do that, this screen will also be have like a structure, and one by one all the element information will come into this screen. Okay, just run this and click on this screen. You can see this is we having like a structure. Press F5 and you can see now it is coming as a 17, and if you press F5 once again, you can see the UCOM is coming. Press F5, right? RBMT. So you can see here structure, it is there. I'm pressing F5, 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 nothing, I'm doing F5. So this is also behaving. So generally will be see like this, not like this. Just I have shown you like that also you can do, right? Because you are familiar about loop at into, right? So that's why I've shown you the first one, but generally you will be able to see in standard coding, or if you're going to also do the coding, you can do like this. Okay, press F8. So here I'm going to do the coding. So what I'm going to check, if the first radio button is selected. So what is the first radio button? RB underscore empty, right? So if this is not initial means selected, not initial means selected, or what you can do that, you can simply do equal to and give the X over here. This is also fine. Not initial means if RB underscore empty equal to X, that means it is selected. Both is fine, anything you can use. Now if RB underscore empty is equal to X, then what I want to hide the second one, S underscore CR underscore DAT. I want to hide. First one I don't want to hide. So first one I want it visible. So by default it will be visible. Second one I want to hide. Select option, right? So now one more thing here, you will have to observe. Just activate it. Earlier the group one was coming blank, right? Earlier the group one was coming blank. So just observe. So it will be better for you to understand here. Press F8, click on this screen button, come to this screen, click on this screen and press F5 and keep on observing, right? So radio button material type, it's fine. Radio button material type, that is okay. Creation date, it's okay. Then this is also fine. Now you can see that here group one is now coming. What I have given PAR, I have given as a group name for the P underscore mtart. So for this text also means all the text, all the element, all the screen element related with this material type is going to clubbed together in a group, right? And with the group we can identify, because I have to hide everything, because I have to hide all the elements. So I have to identify all the element. If I'm going to hide a single element, it will not suffice our requirement, right? So here the group one I'm using, right? Press F5 and similarly you can see for this P underscore mtar the group is same. So it is just grouping. For similarly select option, you will see for the select option cell is there. So all the screen element related with select option will be having the same group, right? You can see that it is for this also it is there. So what I will do that, I will check now. If the first radio button is selected, then again I will check if the screen group 1 equals to PAR. You will have to give in capital, okay? If a screen hyphen group 1 equal to par, so you don't have to do anything. right? But if it is SCL, you will have to hide. So if it is SCL, what you have to do, that you have to hide. So what you will do, a screen hyphen active equals to 0 you'll have to give, right? You'll have to give the 0. That means you are going to, you know, give that particular screen element, you are making that particular screen element as inactive, not visible. You can also try with visible and invisible, right? It may do the same thing, right? And after this you will have to modify the internal table, right? So you'll have to write modify screen. So you are just going to modify the element using this modify screen. Just activate this one and activate. Okay, so if the first radio button is selected and the group one is SCL, then what it will do, it will just hide it. Okay, it will just hide it. Now if the first radio button is selected, right? If the just try to write the algorithm. Okay, if the first radio button is selected and if the, you know, if the first radio button is selected, then what you want to do, you want to hide this one. So first requirement I have done, right? If first radio button, this requirement is fine. Okay, but suppose if this is not the group one, this group one is not SCL, then what it will be there, it will be PAR. So if it will be not then what it will be there, it will be a screen hyphen group one. In case of, it will be PAR. So in PAR what you will do, you will not do anything, you just don't do anything. Okay, don't do anything. Just I'm writing, it is not required over here. If you don't write that also, it is fine. Just I'm telling how I'm going to do, later we can remove. Okay, so if the first radio button is selected, what can be the condition? If the screen group is cell, right, then I'm going to hide it. If it is par, then I'm not going to do anything, right? Now if come to this part, okay, come to this part, else if RB underscore the second radio button, if the second radio button is selected, RB underscore CD, right? So else if RB underscore CD is not initial, right, or equal to X, you can give equals to X, you can give over here, and then you can check once again. Just copy all this code from here and paste it. So if group one select is there, then here you don't have to do, right? You don't have to. In the second condition, you have to hide the, you know, you have to, let me do one thing. I'll have to copy this code over here, paste it, and here just paste it. Okay, so when the second radio button is selected, when the second radio button is selected, then I just want to hide this parameter p underscore mtat, I want to hide, right? So if the group one is PAR, okay, so if group one is PAR, I'm just going to hide it, active equal to 0. But if group one is SCL, I don't want to do anything, right? So like that, let's check the syntax, activate this one, and let us see if it is fulfill, if it is going to fulfill our requirement or not. Press F8 and press F8, and you can see the first radio button I'm going to select. Press F8 now, right? Press F8. It is not doing anything, right? When I'm selecting this one, you know, this radio button, and when I'm pressing F8, right, it's not doing anything. What can be the reason why it's not doing anything? So what we'll do, that we will uh, debug. Okay, press F8 and come over here, the first radio button empty equal to X. So it is fine, it is showing as blank, right? This one is also nothing, it is not getting selected actually, right? It's not getting the selected, nothing is getting selected. That's the problem, correct? So how to get it selected? How to get it selected, right? It's not getting selected. So what you can do, that individually you can just come over here and you can select. I'm just selecting over here and press F8. The second one I'm selecting, right? So RB underscore empty is the material type, and this RB underscore CD here also it is not getting selected. Okay, fine. Just go back and do one thing. Here radio button group, and I'm going to give the default value. Okay, default value as X. So by default RB underscore empty, I'm going to select the first radio button. Okay, come over here, activate, because it is not able to select, system is not able to understand, right? So by default here I'm just going to select, right? Press F8. So the by default the first radio button will be selected, and now we'll be able to see this is X, right? Press F6 and here you can see that, right? Now press F8 and you can see the based upon the material type. So the first radio button, if it is selected, it is telling you, you know, only the material type is visible. If we're going to select the second radio button and press F8, okay, press F8, you can see based upon the based on the creation date, it should visible only the creation date, but it is not working as expected. So this we can debug. Press F8 based upon the creation date. Come over here and based upon the creation date. Why it's not taking this one? RB underscore creation date. I'm selecting the second radio button, right? Let me do one thing. Just let me check. So we have one, you know, event, but I wanted to show this at some exact place, but maybe due to this also that can create the problem. Press F8, select this one, press F8. Yeah, and this time you can see it's working, right? This time you can see it's working. So that was the problem actually. Okay, no problem. So this event I wanted to tell you later in flow, but this is the place where the right time where I can tell you about. You can see that it's not working, right? If I am not using this event at selection screen output, it's not able to consider the, you know, the radio button value. Though I am enabling the radio button value, it's not able to check, right? So even now if we're not going to use this default, I think it will work, right? Because I have used this at selection screen output. Just activate this one, activate this one, press F8, okay, and press F8. Now you can see this is working fine. Okay, it's working fine. Okay, so I will just tell you about this event. What is this event actually? If you go and learn in the module pool programming, there will be one event called PBO. Okay, PBO. So we generally compare this event with this PBO. What this PBO means? PBO means process before output. Process before output. We will see this one in detail. Here you just try to understand what will happen if you are going to take any action on the screen, or if you are going to get any change in your screen. This particular event is going to get triggered. This particular event is going to get triggered. If you are going to change anything on the screen, if you are going to change anything on the screen, this particular event is going to get triggered. Any change on the screen, any change on the screen, any change on the screen, then this particular event will get triggered. This event will also get triggered whenever a screen is going to get displayed. This event will also get triggered whenever the screen is going to get displayed. So before getting displayed also it will trigger. So just you understand, if you are going to change anything on the screen and before getting displayed also it is going to get displayed. On the other hand, at selection screen will only get triggered when you are going to press the enter. When you are going to press when you are going to press enter, then only it's going to get trigger. Activate this one, and now I will show you. Put the breakpoint over here somewhere, right, and press F8. You can see the first time when the screen is going to get displayed, the very first time, then also it's getting triggered, right? But at this point of time, earlier I have put the default value. There is nothing selected on this both the radio button, so nothing is coming, right? And so both the data will come, right? Both the data will come. So I'm just going to deactivate this breakpoint, press F8, and you can see both is coming. Now select this one, or it's automatically now selected over here, right? So just press F8 now. You can see when you are pressing the F8, what it is happening. When you are doing some change on this screen, right? When you are doing this change on this screen, right? This change I am doing, but after doing this change, you have to press F8. So then only the change will come into the picture. I'm selecting this one, and you can see only the creation date is coming, right? But now you might be thinking it should trigger as soon as I'm selecting this radio button, right? So first requirement is that I will show you. Press F8, just a second. Press F8. The first time itself when I'm pressing F8 over here, right? You can see the both radio button is coming. So if this first one is going to get selected, automatically only first one should come. So to suffice that requirement, to achieve that requirement, I'm going to use this default text. Okay, activate this one, activate, press F8, and you can see now if the first one is selected, only material type is coming. If we're going to select this one, I'm pressing F8 over here. Okay, I'm pressing F8 over here, then only this is coming. What I want, as soon as I'm clicking over here, it should automatically display. I don't have to click this one. So for that purpose, you have to use over here user command. Okay, give some name, some dummy name you have to give. Okay, X or something like that. Activate this one, press F8, and now what you will do that if you select this one, it will automatically trigger. Okay, if you do any action over here, if you take any action over here, it will automatically, you can see it's automatically trigger. So what you will have to do for that purpose, you have to add this user command, right? Fine. So what you learned from the today's class, this add selection screen output is very important event. Whenever your screen is going to get displayed first, and if you are going to change anything on the screen, this particular event will be triggered, right? This particular event will be triggered if you are going to change anything on the screen, or whenever a screen is going to get displayed, right? So this is what the dynamic selection screen. You can add multiple parameter, and just you can what you can do for the multiple parameter, right? You again will have to use the modified for those parameter, and if you want to hide those value, right, based upon the different condition over here, you can define the condition else if multiple else if, and you can hide those one this. Okay, so take some 4 or 5 parameters over there and try to get this one, and if you face any problem, please come to me, I will help you. Okay, so hope my intention is to make you understand the concept clear over here, right? And if you want to modularize, what you can do that globally also you can modularize over here, right? So at selection screen output, after this event, directly you can use a subroutine over here, screen modification. Okay, directly we can use that particular subroutine. So with this, let us stop our today's class. And if you have any more question, feel free to ask. Any other question if you have? Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? Any question? Okay, fine then. Let's meet tomorrow. And one who is willing to take the
Sir, yes,
assignment,
sir.
yeah, be here. I'm just going to give the assignment now. Okay. So what you have to do that the assignment is related with dynamic selection screen. Dynamic selection screen. So what you do that you get some for field. Okay. P underscore AUART. Okay. Means AUART is nothing but material type, right? Then you get some creation date. Okay. These are the parameter or
Hello, sir.
yeah, tell me. Hello.
Hello.
Mhm. Hello. Yeah, others you were telling something.
Your voice is breaking. Means
Yeah, some
I'm
problem is
not able to.
today some internet issue is there. I don't know. Since yesterday I'm facing. So is it fine now?
No, sir.
So VBAK we are having the table, right? In this VBAK, just use some what you'll have to do that get some four any four parameter you can get. BB type document category also you can take. AUIT already have taken, right? So BB type. So based upon the order type and what you can do that VB type control V VB TYP. Okay. So this also you take as a select option or parameter, whatever. And then one more you take, 4 is sufficient. VTW, distribution channel, right? Check some data is there or not on this particular whatever you are taking. Okay. So based upon that, ERNAM, maybe we can take ERNAM. So come over here, ERNAM is underscore ERNAM. So this is my requirement over here. Designer selection screen with these 4 fields. This is a parameter. Okay. This is a creation date. Select option you are having. So low and high 2 field will be there, right? And then here the VB type. This is a parameter you have. Here also you'll be having the low and high. Okay. So what you will do now, what you have to do now, you have to define two radio button. The same what I have done in the class, same you will have to do in your own way. Okay, so here you have to define the two radio button. This is one radio button and this is another radio button, right? So in this radio button, okay, so one radio button is based upon, you will have to give based on AUART, means sales document type, right? So document type and creation date and creation date. Why? And then the second what you have, that based on this VB type, right? VB type and ERNAM, created by, okay, the person who has created. Okay, so created by. So these are the two parameters you have. This so when you are going to select the first radio button, okay, when you are going to select the first radio button, what my requirement is, this should be enabled. Okay, this should be enabled when you are going to select this first radio button. Okay, when you are going to select the second radio button, when you are going to select the second radio button, okay, then this should be enabled and another should be disabled. This much only you'll have to do. You don't have to write any select query or something like that. Your requirement is simple, that when you are going to select this first radio button, then it is in blue, so blue one should be enabled. Whatever you are going to select, that should be enabled. Okay, if we're going to select the red radio button circled by red, then this red one should be enabled. Okay, so this is your requirement. You have to complete this requirement, right? The hints, what I will give the hints over here. First, you get only two fields, p underscore AUART and p underscore BBTYP. Okay, and when you are going to select the first radio button, the first field should be enabled. Okay, when you are going to select the second radio button, only the second field should be enabled and other should be disabled, means p underscore AUIT should be disabled. So if we're going to take only two fields initially, and if we're able to do the same, you can do with the in the same way, just you can put inside the, you know, if else condition, just you can give the, you can just put those value over there. That's it. This much only will have to do over here. Try to do. If you face any problem, let me know. Tomorrow I will show you if you face any problem, but I don't think so there will be any problem. I have explained all the concept over here. It will be easy, but still if you face any problem, just let me know. Okay, so this is the requirement you have to complete. Take the screenshot of those requirement. You have to do in the same way what I have done over here. Loop at a screen, you have to give this modified for all the parameters. There we are having the four parameters, right? One parameter this, another is select option, again third parameter. So all these four parameters, right? Four you know, you have to give the modified, you have to define the modified, and if the first one is going to be selected, then you have to hide this and this modified. So group one, you have to identify with the or clause, or you can just use the if condition, and then that is also fine. So just try to do and show me the code, what you are going to write the code. Just send me the code. If we're not able to do this one, you know, uh, uh, so what the approach I have told you, just follow that approach. First try with the two, you know, p underscore AUIT and e underscore p underscore BBTYP, these two fields. So with the two fields it will be easy, right? The way what I have done, then you try with the two fields. Okay, and if you have any question, any doubt, feel free and come back to me. Copy this one and I will paste it over here. Complete this requirement.
So you have not uploaded this Excel on Google Drive last time.
Yeah, I will upload this one first. take the screenshot of this and do. Okay, complete this. I will upload this one. Okay, complete this requirement. Take the screenshot, please. Okay, I will upload this. Any other question if you have?
Sir,
Uh-huh.
will you explain that add selection screen output again? I can't able to get that. How it will be working?
Add selection screen output, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see, at selection screen output, this is going to get triggered. This is an event actually. This is an event like this initialization. You are having event at selection screen. You are having event. In the same way, at selection screen output is your event. Okay, so whenever your selection screen is going to display, see, this is your selection screen. So whenever this screen is going to display, this will be triggered. This event will be triggered, right? You can put the breakpoint over here in order to observe it. Just run this, okay, and you can see that it is getting triggered. It's getting triggered. So whenever your selection screen is going to get display, this is going to get triggered. Okay, so and before after this you will have to write this code. Did you understand this concept of what I have done over here? Loop at a screen, and this if radio button is selected.
Yes, sir, that's understandable.
Okay, so this is just event, and whenever your screen selection screen is going to come, then it will be, you know, triggered. That particular event will be triggered. That's it. So if you run, whenever you run, right, anything, something will be happened on this screen, right, and before displaying on this selection screen, it is going to get triggered. You can see that it is getting triggered. When I'm selecting over here, it is getting triggered, right? So this is what you got.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you have to write the code into this and inside this add selection screen output event. Okay, and if you want, you can put all this code in a subroutine, right, for modularization purpose. Copy this one, and if you want, you can just put it perform, you know, dynamic cell screen. Double click over here, click on this yes button, click on this. Okay, just put it over here. Whatever you have written over there, just I have used in this selection screen. Okay, some error is there, loop is not expected. Okay, yeah, so just go back, save it, activate, fine. You can see now this will also work. With this, let us stop our today's session, and if you have any query, please feel free to ask. I'm just going to stop the recording.